Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're digging into something pretty fascinating. How does a brand that's been around for over 100 years, a real legacy brand, actually stay relevant? How does it even compete? Well, it turns out there's a blueprint for that, and we've got it. I mean, this really is the question, right? How does a brand from way back in 1913 compete with a 15-second video? It feels like two totally different universes colliding. But the answer, it turns out, is in this really cool content blueprint we're going to deconstruct. It's a guide designed for a heritage silver brand to totally crush it in the modern world. So let's dive in.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at the challenge, then build up from the foundation, see how it's put into application, check out the pitch, fire up the engine, and finally put it all together into the formula.
First up, the Modern Heritage Challenge, from legacy to likes. So let's set the stage. Our entire deep dive today comes from just one document, a detailed YouTube script prompt created for a fictional brand with a very, very real problem. We'll just call them Silverzz for now. Yeah, and this is why this document is so cool. It's not just some script, It's literally a strategic recipe. It gives you the step-by-step instructions for how you take 100 years of history and tradition and turn it into something people actually want to watch, like, and share online. Okay, so section 2, the foundation. And this is all about selling meaning, not just metal. So where does this blueprint even begin? Well, it starts with a really, really important insight. When you're a heritage brand, you're not just selling a thing, you're selling something way bigger. So the fancy term for this is heritage marketing, and it's basically a strategy that ties a brand's entire identity and its value right back to its history, its tradition, and its authenticity. I mean, think about it. Anybody can start a new company, but you can't just invent 100 years of trust. This is about selling a story that your customers can see themselves in. And you know what's so wild? This isn't just us interpreting it this way. This is a direct quote from the blueprint itself. It literally tells the creator to use storytelling around tradition, culture, and gifting. So right from the get-go, the focus isn't on the purity of the silver or how much it costs. It's all about the stories that silver can tell. And check this out. This chart just lays it all out perfectly. Look at the balance here. Story gets 40% and relevance gets 30%. That's a massive 70% of the entire video focused on story and making it matter today. The actual product only gets 20%. This just proves they get it. To sell the metal, you gotta sell the meaning first.
All right, next up, the application. How do you make tradition relevant today? Because that's the theory, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you take these big ideas and make them connect with someone who's, just scrolling on their phone?
Well, here is the genius of it. The blueprint instructs the creator to anchor the products in key life moments. We're talking festivals, weddings, housewarmings, religious rituals. By doing that, the silver stops being just an object. It becomes a symbol of a personal milestone, like it's an heirloom in the making. Okay, moving on to the pitch, building trust through guidance. So we've got the story, we've made it relevant, now for the tricky part. How do you actually ask for the sale? This is where so many brands mess up. But this strategy, it's just incredibly smart. So what it does is it uses this clever two-step process. First, step 1, showcase the gorgeous products. But then, and this is the key, instead of hitting you with a hard sell, it immediately pivots. It starts offering tips for choosing authentic silver. And that right there is a total game changer. See what that does? It completely transforms the brand's role. They're not just a seller trying to get your money anymore. No. Now they're a knowledgeable authority, a trusted guide who's actually helping you. That builds a relationship that goes so much deeper than just one sale. And that brings us to the engine, the modern engagement loop. Okay, this is where we get into the really modern stuff. This is the part of the formula that bridges that 100-year gap and builds a real community online today. So it all starts with the easiest thing you can possibly do. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Next, it asks for a little more commitment. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. And then, to make sure you don't miss out, it's hit the notification bell. Okay, so don't just brush past those. These aren't just random requests. This is the modern handshake, and it's a very deliberate process for building a loyal online community. Think of it like a ladder, right? It starts with the like. That's a super low effort way to say, hey, I enjoyed that. Then it deepens the connection by asking you to subscribe and join the actual conversation. And finally, it secures that relationship for the future with the notification bell. It's a brilliant way to turn someone just watching into a real member of your community. This is exactly how a 100-year-old brand builds a direct, personal relationship with its audience right now.
All right, so let's put it all together. We've deconstructed this whole thing, from the foundation to the engine. So what is the essential formula? What's the secret sauce we've uncovered here?
Here it is, the Heritage Marketing Formula, in 4 clear steps. 1. Lead with your story and its meaning. 2. Connect that tradition to modern life. Make it matter now. 3. Be a guide. Don't just be a salesperson. And 4. Build a digital community. That's it. It's a super powerful and, honestly, a totally repeatable strategy. And really, that question right there is the whole point of this entire blueprint. It's a reminder that for a heritage brand, it's not really about how old you are. The real question is, what story from your past holds the most value for the future? And how well can you tell that story to the people who are listening today?